Alright, looks like I am good to go. Yeah, there we go. Now we're good. Alright. How's everybody doing? Turn that down a smidge. That's a little bit better. It's a nice rainy day out. Huh. Oh, we're up to 2. Look at that. Is that okay, there we go. Ah, shit. Oh, I did that bad. Made a mess on the floor. There's Lego parts everywhere. Forgot that I had actually opened the bag. Oh well. So how's Violet today? Besides bored. Me? I'm doing pretty alright, I guess. I wasn't feeling too good yesterday and last night, but I'm doing it now. I'm doing alright. Sucked with last night because I was in the middle of playing Battlefield 1 and I was just like, this is not the time to get all sick on me, you know? So, you know, I find that when your body wants to get sick, it's always at the worst possible time. You're just like, hey, I'm just having fun, playing a game or doing whatever. Your body's just like, no, you are going to be sick. And go to bed right the heck now. And you're like, well, I don't want to, but fine. That's how you want to be, body. Yeah, exactly. You get it. Never get sick when you think it's convenient. Right now, I am in the midst of building the LEGO Creator 3-in-1 Townhouse Toy House. If anyone cares to know that information. I don't know about you, but I like rainy days. Rainy days are nice. Things are dark out. I don't know. I like rainy days and thunderstorms. Yeah, rainy days and thunderstorms are nice. Air is cool. A little darker out. Just feels better, in my opinion. But, on the... Yes, lightning. Lightning looks sweet. I can concur with that. I was trying to say something. Oh! On the topic of, Battlefield 1. So, I was playing it, and I was doing this mission that was called Friends in High Places, I believe is the name of this mission. And it starts out with you having to fly a an airplane. You know, like a World War I airplane. I don't know what those kinds of planes are called. I'm not a good purple lightning. That's cool. Anyway, I'm not a good flying person when it comes to video games. At all. Like I'm the person that, you know, you would be like, don't pick him to fly the plane, because he's terrible at it. And I know I am. But anyway, since this is campaign, I'm forced to fly the plane. And let's just say I died once by crashing into a mountain because I suck at flying. And the problem that I have with it is I think the controls are backwards. And now, I don't know anything about airplanes in real life, but the way that they do it is that and making sure. Okay, anyway. God, I lost my train of thought again. Airplane flying, right? So, the controls for flying the airplane in the game. Now, mind you, I do keyboard and mouse when I play, since I'm on PC. It's like you have to move the mouse like downward towards you to make the plane tilt upwards, and then you have to move the mouse forward away from you to make the plane tilt downwards. And then you have like W is throttle to make it go faster, and then S is like less throttle, makes you like turn sharper. And I had no problem with controls for W and S, that's fine. But the tilt controls to me were up is down and down is up. Like I said, I don't know anything about planes in real life, but to me that just feels backwards. Like up should be up, down should be down. It shouldn't be backwards. So, you know, most of this mission is me up in a plane trying to shoot down German planes who are shooting at me and stuff. And mind you, are flying a hell of a lot better than I am because, you know, they're computer controlled. So, you have that. Then you have my co-pilot guy who, not even kidding, he's back there in the seat behind me in the plane, right? He's on the mounted machine gun, and he has to sit there and frickin' yell at me, like my in-game character guy. He has to sit there and frickin' yell, like, we're taking damage! They're locked onto us! And I'm like, I just want to be like, dude, if you don't shut up, I'm going to crash this plane, and we are both going to die. It's like, I'm already having a hard enough time just trying to fly the damn plane that I don't need this asshat yelling at me. And it's like, you know, if these weren't obvious things, I wouldn't mind it. But the fact that I can see that I'm getting damaged and being shot at, yes, it is hilarious. It really is. It's like I can see that I'm taking damage. I can see that the enemy is locked onto me. I can see all of that. Like, I don't need you to freaking yell at me. And then there's a later section in this mission that we crash the plane behind German lines, right? And the co-pilot guy gets like super injured, so I have to, you know, like sling him around my shoulders, you know, like they do in movies, where they, you know, take the hand, put it around one shoulder, and they pick them up, and, you know, one guy carries another guy. I don't know how to explain it any better than that. So I have to do that. Like, I had to find the plane wreck first, so I'm sneaking through German trenches to get to the wrecked plane where my co-pilot is. I get there, I sling him over my shoulders, and I have to carry him back to the British front lines. And I'm not even kidding you. Like, this section has these spotlights that if they see you, you know, there's German machine guns, mounted machine guns across the way that will fire at you and kill you. And I got this guy on my shoulder. I'm trying to weave my way back through the German lines, and not even kidding you, he has to, you know, he's not yelling at me, thankfully, but he has to be like, don't go into the light. They'll shoot you. Stay out of the light. Stay in the shadows. You know, wait for a gap in the light and then go. And I'm like, dude, shut the hell up and let me take you back to the British lines. I don't need you to tell me what to do. It's like, do you not know how to just be quiet? It's super annoying. It's just, and like everything else about the game I was enjoying so far, and then this mission happens and I'm just like, well, I hate this mission. Doesn't take away from my enjoyment of the game. It's just that one mission, I'm like, this is stupid. Why do they have to have people yelling at me? Wait a second. Yes, exactly. Shut up. Let me do my job. You're the injured guy here. Do you want to get back in one piece or not? That's probably terrible, but still. Thankfully, the mission after that one definitely made up for that one. It was so fun. It's so cool. Like, I was this, I believe it was this Italian guy. And, yeah, exactly. Yeah, and so the mission after this, we were the, like these Italian troops. And the character that I was playing, like, he puts on this, like, suit of armor and has this huge frickin' machine gun, and, you know, you're just, like, walking up all these hills and through trenches and stuff with this giant machine gun with 800 rounds of ammo, just, like, mowing down Germans as you go and taking these points, and I'm just like, this is so awesome, you know, shooting down people. I'm just like, this is great. This is what this flight mission needed. It was just an on the ground section where I'm not flying a stupid plane. I don't usually complain about vehicle sections, but sometimes they're just like ridiculously stupid like that. I mean, literally the first mission of the game, you get to drive a tank, like those World War I tanks that were horribly unreliable for their time. But, you know, I had no problem driving a tank. Flying a plane, that's a whole nother set of problems. And I even paused the game to check in the options menu to see if there was like a way to take their control scheme for flying and just flip it, but there wasn't. So I suffered through it. I'd still recommend Battlefield 1. Seriously. If you can get through that plane mission, then it's a lot of fun. It's just like a really... So something else. It's a really big game though. That's one of the things with, you know, playing on PC I get to notice is how big the file sizes of these games are. And like Battlefield 1 was like 60 gigabytes, almost 70 I think. So it's a pretty large game. Not gonna lie. And like the bulk of it is the multiplayer that takes so much. Well, I don't know, maybe it's easier with a controller. Maybe. I can't say for certain, but it might have been. I don't play with a controller anymore, so I can't really tell you if it would be. But yeah, I'm absolutely loving Battlefield 1, aside from that one plane mission. But yeah, speaking of large games, I decided to buy the EA Star Wars Battlefront 2 just because I was curious about the campaign and it was only like $6 on sale. And I didn't play, I haven't installed it yet, but I was curious how big the game is, and it's just like 90 gigabytes big, and I'm just like, holy shit. Yeah, I still haven't. I was going to get a COD game because Steam had a bunch of them on sale, but I was like, you know, I'm gonna see what's on sale on Origin. That's EA's platform on PC. So I'm gonna see what's on sale there. And getting Battlefield. I got Battlefield 1 for like $3. Titanfall 2 for like $3. And of course, yesterday I got the EA's Star Wars Battlefront 2 for $6. And I don't dislike Call of Duty, but I'm kind of glad I picked Battlefield. I just don't think that Call of Duty could be delivering a good, you know, as good of an experience as I'm having with Battlefield. Minus that one mission. Plus I've been needing to catch up on Battlefield games more so than I have Call of Duty games. Seem to be missing a piece. That's odd. Okay, I'll be right back. I have to use the bathroom. Okay. Okay. actually. Let me see if it's not gonna match, but I'm gonna see if I have some extra parts I can fill in my missing piece. Just might have enough parts. I do. It's just going to be black instead of tan. Like what I'll do, black in between a tan piece. Well, thank you. There we go. Doesn't look even, but if I find the piece later, I can put it on. But I doubt that. I will find it. But yeah, I think, and this is just me, that COD games could be better if they would take a little more time with them. Instead of doing this whole, you know, release one game every year between the two developers that they have for them. Although I've heard a lot of people like the newer Modern Warfare game. I know I'm rambling on about stuff. If you want to ask something, go right ahead. I'm just gonna keep talking if you don't want to ask any kind of questions. That's just me though. I feel like that would greatly help Call of Duty become better. Because I find that, especially now that they've gone to like, they started using star power as a draw to their games. Like, it was Advanced Warfare had, what's the guy's name? I don't know, I don't remember the guy's name, but he's a Hollywood actor guy. And then the World War II one has Josh Duhamel of Transformers and other movies in it, which I thought was kind of interesting. I don't know, again, I don't hate Call of Duty, but considering how they don't really improve from year to year, it's either more of the same or a few steps in the wrong direction. Like, I watched this video that compared the Call of Duty World War II, the weapon sounds compared to Call of Duty 2, you know, which came out, God, 13 years ago now. And I laughed about this, and even people in the comments on this video thought it was funny too, on how Call of Duty 2, a game that came out 13 years ago, had better weapon sounds than Call of Duty World War II does. And it's like every weapon in the World War II game, Call of Duty World War II, sounded the same, and none of it had like a real punch to it. You know, they all just sounded really lacking in the sound department. The weapons did. I'm like, I don't know how you messed that up. You know, throw a little more money into your game rather than giving it to your star power. But yes, you are right. They need to spend more time on the games. But I mean, none of them are, you know, they're not the only ones that are not perfect. I mean, even Battlefield had gotten into this yearly release schedule, and you know, even some of their games have. I've run into glitches in Battlefield 1 in the campaign section. So I mean, none of them are perfect, but you know, they're just your average big budget games, I suppose. I mean, tired. I missed a spot. There we go. So, this is the part of the stream where I don't know what to talk about. Well, I would just ignore them, because it sounds like they're not gonna stop. Go. Oh, so here's a good question. So, this particular thing that I'm building, it has 3 different like setups to it, you know? Like there's 3 versions of this townhouse toy store that I could build. So, my question is, should I build just one and then end the stream? Or should I build one, tear it down, build the second one, you know, do that and keep the stream going for, I don't know how long it's gonna be. I have a feeling that just this one is probably gonna take me about 2 hours. So then you have to imagine time to tear it apart and build the next one. Might take another 2 hours, you know. This could be a 6-hour stream, 6 or 7 hour stream if I end up doing that. Or should I wait and just like tear it down and build it into another thing on a different stream? Like a different day? Just build the one? Alright, I'll just build the one that I am. I don't think I could honestly stream for 2 hours or whatever I said. That would be a long time. I just thought I would ask and see what everyone thought. Be every one person besides myself. So who here is actually excited for the new Batman movie? It has an interesting appeal to it, if you ask me. I don't know about the using... Oh, what's the guy's name? Is it Pattinson, the Twilight guy? He's playing Batman. Is it Pattinson? I think it is. Some guy from Twilight is playing Batman. And I think that's interesting. I don't know really how badly we need another Batman movie already, but if that's what they want to do. Did it make you sad? I mean, is it because of the Twilight guy in it? Isn't it? Is it Pattinson? I honestly, I don't know. Robert Pattinson, I think. That sounds right. I'll be honest, I've only seen, I think it was the first 2 Twilight movies. He's not Batman quality. Well, I don't know. He could buff up and maybe be a decent... My question is the voice, like... So, you know, like the Nolan Batman movies, you know, that Batman had such an iconic voice. I'm more like, I don't think that Twilight guy is gonna be able to. Even Ben Affleck did better. I liked Ben Affleck's Batman. I don't mind the fact that he didn't want to get stuck playing as Batman, you know, for a long time. I don't blame him for that, but it's like, I don't think there was anything wrong with his version of Batman. All of them 100 times. Oh yeah. They always like replay a lot of the Batman movies, so. I mean, I just know that there are people that have said that there's problems with Ben Affleck's Batman, and I'm just like, yeah, he's not perfect, but I think he did well enough. Perhaps if he had been given a better script to work with in Batman v Superman, things could have turned out differently. Have you? I don't envy that. Okay, sorry about that. Anyway, yeah, no, I would not want to be stuck watching any of the Twilight movies. Ever. What I think is funny, and no, I haven't seen these movies, but I remember when they were coming out, the 50 Shades of Grey, how everyone was like, you know, made this big deal about how they're so sexy and all of this, and it's just like, okay, you know. And I mean, I've actually seen bits and pieces of them, and I'm just like, there's nothing really sexy about these. And maybe it's a person by person basis as to how it lands in terms of that, but I always thought that, or from what I've seen, I'm just like, they don't really show anything, for one. Which is fine. Because it's not, you know, it's not like a rated X type of thing. And it's like, ultimately, they're not that good of movies in the first place. The storytelling is weak. The characters are weak. Everything about it is weak. From what I've seen of them. Okay, there we go. You were obsessed with Edward. Sorry, the chat decided to stop working for a minute. I didn't see your things and I had to restart anyway, or refresh my page. But yeah, I mean, I've heard from a lot of mostly women that now they don't like Twilight, but you know, they're just like, yeah, when I was a teenager, you know, when I was in high school, I obsessed over some of these characters, and it's just like, oh, okay. I thought it was funny when I had a friend that told me that 50 Shades of Grey is a Twilight fan fiction, and I'm like, that explains why it's just as terrible as Twilight. I don't know, it's just funny to me how... Yeah, I've never watched them, like, all the way through. Honestly, you're not really missing anything, in my opinion. The things that I have seen are very tame, if you want to put it that way. Because it's like, when those movies were coming out in the theaters and stuff, I remember seeing on, like, online news and sometimes the, like, televised news would cover it too, of, like, you know, you'd get women that were, like, sneaking in, cucumbers while they're trying to watch 50 Shades of Grey. And it's just like, seriously? Like, again, maybe it's different, you know, for maybe other people find it sexy, but the fact that you're trying to, you know, in a public place, it's kind of like, okay, that's not creepy or weird at all. So y'all could at least, I don't know, see it in your own house, like wait for it to come out on DVD. Well, you can still watch it. I'm not saying don't watch it. If you want to watch it, it's fine. It's just one of those things that... Yeah, exactly. It is gross in a public place that they would do that. That was the thing when 50 Shades came out, honestly. People would, you know, these news outlets would report on it, and it's just like, I don't know what they're thinking. What these women are thinking, trying to do that, but it's just not something I would, yeah, it's terrible. I don't know how, you know, I'm just a guy, but it's like, I don't find it. Yeah, I know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I just don't find... Yeah, well, not maybe. I don't find that to be sexy. None of it. Anyways, going back to keeping this PG. I got a little raunchy there, I'm sorry. But yeah. They're just not... They're not bad in the sense that, like... You know, like a bad B movie. It's not like that. They're just... From what I've seen, the 50 Shades movies are weak when it comes to trying to tell a story. I don't know, I still think it's funny that they're technically considered to be Twilight fan fiction. That makes me laugh every time I hear that. It's like you didn't see people doing that with Twilight. bag too. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see when this Batman movie comes out. Be curious to see if Twilight Dude can do a good Batman. I'm kind of with you. I don't think so, but I don't know, I've seen like those really bad B movies that exist. I've seen those that are more hilariously bad and entertaining than Twilight is just terrible. Which that in itself is kind of funny. I don't know. I don't know how a film version of 50 Shades actually gets made without being, you know, like an X-rated type of thing. Yeah, I'm glad it's not. I'm sure the studios were glad, because then it wouldn't have been as profitable for them, but I just find it hard to believe that something like that it gets a public release, a widespread release. And this bag has some really nice blue pieces. I like it. I just need more space to build this thing. Doing this at my computer desk where I don't have a ton of space. I would just, normally I would build over on my bed, but can't watch the chat that way. Then I'm too far to see it. I'm curious though, if, because they were supposed to come out around the same time, if the DC movie Wonder Woman 1984 would have done better than Black Widow. Something I'm kind of curious about. Had those movies come out like they were supposed to. Because, you know, having two female-centric superhero movies coming out around the same time, not something you see all the time. Part of me is curious to know. I would have seen both of them, but I'm just curious in terms of like box office numbers, which one would have done better. God, am I missing another P? Oh, there it is. Just hiding. But anyway, because yeah, both of them had potential, in my opinion. And I don't know which, you know, I would have been curious too, which of those movies that, you know, people would have been more interested in seeing. You know, do people want more of the DC stuff, or do people want more of the Marvel stuff? Or do people want female-centric Star Wars? I'm just kidding. Oh, we're past the hour mark. Set says this huge honking instruction manual because of the fact that it has 3 builds to it. Oh, you know what I should do? Is buy 2 more of the set and then build it in all 3 of its configurations that way, see? That would be smart. Now I gotta build a door. Yeah, that is a good idea. I think we're building the second floor to this particular house shop. It's like a shop with a house on top of it. Honestly, hearing these instrumental versions of 3 Days Grace songs make me wish I could go to a concert. I have a need to go to a show. I actually found on YouTube there's this channel that has like some piano covers of like some 3 Days Grace and some Breaking Benjamin songs that I would totally love to play them right now, but I don't know if they would get copyright stricken, whatever the wording is. But it'd be cool. I've listened to them. They're pretty good. The person who makes them does a good job. Definitely a good job. Yeah, I'm going to. There we go. If it gets copyright, I don't care. I have to share this song because it's super cool. What do you think, huh? Is it cool? Yes, that's cool. That's a, if you want to look it up, that's Victor R on YouTube. Might play a few other tracks just because I can. I'm sure you can just hear the lyrics and have the urge to sing along. How about another one? So who is with me to say that 1X is probably their favorite 3 Days Grace album? Because that's definitely my favorite, is 1X. Outsider was pretty good. And their past albums are pretty good too, but 1X is definitely my favorite. Alright. I will say, because you might be wondering, time that I actually got to see 3 Days Grace, now they were good, don't get me wrong, they were good. See, I saw them when I saw Disturbed with them. Disturbed was the main act. They were the opening act, and I don't know why, but I felt like 3 Days Grace didn't really bring their all into the show. Maybe it's because they were just the opening band, but like they kind of just played their songs and then that was it, you know. They didn't do much to like energize the crowd really and get the crowd going, you know, compared to like when Disturbed came on, you know. They were like, you know, trying to get people jumping and doing all sorts of things, you know, crowd engagement. And again, like I said, the 3 Days Grace was not I just feel like that they did not bring their A game that day. Oh yeah, it was a cheap show too to get to see both of them. I think it was like 25 a ticket or something. Which, for a concert, that's pretty good. I mean, compared to like the first show that I saw, which was like a festival where I got to see Stitched Up Heart, Star Set, All That Remains, Hailstorm. I feel like I'm leaving somebody out. And there was also a cover band that would play in between. But, yeah, anyway. When I went to that one, you know, we actually didn't get there, me and a friend went, and we didn't get there in time to see, Stitched Up Heart, unfortunately. But the rest of the bands we did get to see them, and you know, they all put their best effort in, despite, you know, I think Hailstorm was the leading act that night for that festival, and so I just am saying that that, you know, every band put in their effort, whereas, you know, with 3 Days Grace, it just didn't feel like they were really trying, you know. They were just like, we're gonna play songs, and then we're gonna leave, and that's it. Not to mention, one of the things I thought was odd in this show, it was right around the time when their Outsider album came out. And one of the things that surprised me is that they didn't play the title track from that new album. I'm just like, what is wrong with you? You know, you had, like, they played some tracks from Outsider, but, like, most of what they played was their current, you know, current albums. Or, that's not the right word, but you know, their older albums. They played a lot of that stuff, and I'm just like, okay, but, like, you have new stuff. Why would you not play more new stuff? You know, they wouldn't play the title track from that album, but they played the song Infrared, which in my opinion is the weakest song from their Outsider album. And it's like, you play that, but you don't play the title track to your newest album. Like, okay, guys. It's like, I'm not your showrunner. here, but I wouldn't have done that. I would have played most, if not all, of the new album. But yeah, I have so many bands that I want to see live that I probably never will, I think it's funny though how these piano versions of 3 Days Grace songs sound like way sadder than the actual songs do. But I like it. But the other day, I was on the Lego Ideas website, and they have like this list of the 26 sets for Lego Ideas, which are all user-submitted sets that are up for review. And I scrolled through the list, and they got some pretty good stuff. That sadly, a lot of them I'm like, these are never going to get made. These are never going to get made. They had one that was a bowling alley. It had, I think, 6 lanes, and I'm just like, yeah, that is never going to get made unless they I would not see Lego doing a full-fledged, like, 6-lane bowling alley. At the most, I could see 2. Because they're not ones to make people build something over and over. Although they did with the London bus, but still, it would be less likely. But one of the ones I thought was interesting, and I'm not like a huge fan of this franchise, but they had one set that was set idea that was Hyrule Castle from Breath of the Wild, Legend of Zelda. It looked pretty decent. Not a Zelda person, but you know, I can appreciate it for how good it was. Doing this all incorrectly. We're getting close. Still got one more bag. Anyway, yeah. I just thought that would be interesting to hear those piano versions. Cool.